easiest thing in the world to do is to complain, blame, and quit and settle. That's the easiest thing in the world to do. But it takes real work to deconstruct and to reconstruct the thought process and the mindset of. The easiest thing in the world to do is to complain, blame, and quit and settle. That's the easiest thing in the world to do. But it takes real work to deconstruct and to reconstruct the thought process and the mindset of an individual when they're trying to change something. That's why I always say to people, what's more important, what we acquire or who we become?
Sometimes you have to be a piece of shit. You gotta have bad habits, you gotta use drugs, you gotta have sex with the wrong people, you gotta fucking fail in business for you to get sick of all the shit. Because because I've just noticed it with myself, bro. The only time I actually tend to make a change in my life is when I'm so fucking disgusted with myself. That is the only time I make a fucking change in my life. So sometimes that's what it takes, bro, is getting to that point. Is it has to get worse before it gets better. And some people can't handle that, and that's what's scary. But a lot of people need to be more brave to go to that fucking dark, scary place. You know, because it's like, all right, what's your alternative? You're going to continue to live a lackluster, complacent life at your fucking 9 to 5 with your fucking boss and this and that? That's what you're going to do? Because, bro, like, I have two options, bro. It's I go for the craziest fucking life I can think of, bro. And part of that shit means, like, getting right.
If you don't change what you're just got.
If you want to know something about yourself, sit on your bed one night and say to yourself, you got to mean this. Like, you got to be desperate. This is no game, this. It's like, my life is not everything I want it to be, and perhaps it's not everything that I need it to be. And by need, I mean my life is so unbearable that the suffering that's attendant upon that is make me nihilistic, cynical, bitter, resentful, homicidal, genocidal, unable to have a good relationship, prone to punish people for their virtues because of my jealousy, driving the proclivity to see evil everywhere except within my own heart. Like, these are problems, man. And you ask yourself, you sit on the bed and say, okay, man, I'm ready to learn something. Like, what's one thing I'm doing wrong, that I know I'm doing wrong, that I could fix, that I would fix? It's like, you meditate on that, you'll get an answer. And it won't be one you want, but it'll be the necessary one.
If you want to be successful, you have to change this. It don't matter. They have nothing to do with it.
You gotta change that shit, man.
But you don't understand my life, Dave.
Yeah, I do. I get that mentality. I once had that mentality, that no one understands what the fuck I'm going through. And if you keep that mentality, you're gonna stay in the same exact spot that you're in, that no one understands me. Are you not in the world? Are you not in society? You're never alone. Everybody's going through shit. So when people get this mentality of like, you don't understand me, you can throw a fucking rock to someone that can understand you if they're willing to break themselves down and stop hiding. A lot of people understand you.
Train your mind. Train your mind. We go to the gym, we lift weights, we run. But what are we doing to train our minds? How much time do you spend a day training your mind? Your mind is the single greatest tool that you've got. It's a supercomputer. You literally have a supercomputer between the 6 inches between your ears. What are we doing with it? What are you doing with it? Are you actively training your mind every single day? If not, start right now. Every single morning, do something that stretches your mind, expands your knowledge base, train your mind.
So I just want you to remember that average is the enemy, success is your responsibility, and change can take place in an instant if you are willing to flip the switch.
You're not too late, you on time. I'm letting you know right now, if you just get focused, you grind, you cut out all the distractions, bro, you just lock in on your goal, I'm telling you, gonna get it, bro.
Start living like a savage who deserves success, abundance, happiness, security, prosperity, legacy, meaning, fulfillment, significance, purpose.
There's a moment
when every boy realizes no one's coming to save him, and that's when he becomes a man. And some boys never get there and stay children forever.
There's never been more opportunity than there is right now. If you're a fucking savage and you get out there and you grind hard and you want it bad enough, you can run all these guys over, man.
You become what you think about. If you change what you expect, you change what you believe, you change your dominant thoughts, you change your inner workings, you begin to attract into your life people, circumstances, events, opportunities, and everything consistent with your new thoughts. The reason people are unsuccessful is they think thoughts of unsuccess or failure. Another line, which is very, very important, says that all causation is mental. We live in a mental universe. If you wish to change your universe, you have to change your mentality. And this brings us to the most important line of all, which is simply this: change your thinking and you change your life.
We become what we think about most of the time. And that's the strangest secret. This is why thinking is so vital. This is why a goal is so important, because we will become that. This is why people who set goals achieve them. The trouble with men is not in achieving their goals. They do that. It's in establishing them.
There's a verse in the Bible that says, as a man thinketh, so is he. So whatever you're thinking about, that's who you will become. Because thoughts lead to actions, actions lead to habits, habits lead to lifestyle. And that lifestyle is what dictates who you are, brother.
When you go to bed tonight, take a moment to consciously analyze your day. Determine whether you got closer or further away from who it is you want to become. If your efforts got you closer to where you want to be, take a moment to really feel the satisfaction of accomplishment. Understand that you moved the needle today. You took advantage of the opportunity that was this day and focused the 24 hours that you had on something that you're going to thank yourself for later. But if you go away, take a moment to soak in the fact that you had 24 hours allotted to you and you focused it on doing things that got you further away from where you want to be. A full 24 hours that you will never get back, spent moving backwards. You now have to do more work than you otherwise would have in the coming days to make up for your lack of focus today. And unless you do that extra work, you will always be a lesser version of who you could have been. So appreciate the satisfaction of your wins, but feel the sting of the losses. Because the more visceral those feelings, the more they'll inspire your actions moving forward.
I want you to be an asset. I want you to be an asset to humanity. And an asset to humanity is someone who's fit, who's emotionally and mentally tough, who's financially stout, who lives based off purpose and not pleasure, off duty over desire. You have your core values, you have your morals, you have your non-negotiables. You become the type of person that can't be fucked with, right? I want you to be an asset to humanity. I want you to be uncontrollable. And the most uncontrollable person is the person who has mastered himself. Because once you master yourself, your emotions, your thoughts, your feelings, your money, your relationship, your health, your fitness, your mindset, you become uncontrollable by the opposition. And when you become uncontrollable by the opposition, you become deadly. You become a weapon, a human weapon. And that's what I want for you.
There's this thing about people and they talk about manifesting. It's fucking real, man. When you figure out who you are and what you want to do and you devote your life to it like a maniac, like you're all in on this thing and you manifest, most of these people end up doing what they say they're going to do and being who they say they're going to become. And there's no excuses. There's no fucking days off. There's no not willing to grind and everybody's against me and this didn't happen for me because of this and that and all this whining and put the ass bullshit that a lot of people do these days. It's these people who dive in and they're hardcore and they're focused and they know what they want, they know who they are, and they lay out these short-term goals and this roadmap on how to get there. Most of those people make it.
Most people, they think of success like a movie montage. What do they show? They show Rocky taking a fight. They show Rocky running in the snow. They show him in the shed lifting some fucking rocks and like bench pressing sheep over his fucking head and all kinds of crazy shit. And went out and beat the shit out of fucking Drago. But it's not reality. But that's how people look at success. They look at it like you do a few things. I fucking ate right for 3 days. Why am I not a fucking fitness model? I did my tasks tasks that I needed to do. I sent 5 emails. Why am I not running a $10 million company? Because they don't understand what mastering the monotonous means. It means doing the shit that most people are too fucking undisciplined to do day in and day out to the best of your ability. You have to literally visualize the connection between what you're doing on a day-by-day basis, aka the monotonous, with what you're wanting.
We all think about quitting when shit's hard. It's hard to process information during pain because that pain takes over and you can't think rationally. You're thinking about fight or flight, save yourself. That's not a rational thought. It's not a thought that's going to get you through hard times. Most people fail that 1 second. So what happens, what I do in that 1 second, I start thinking logically. I calm my brain down because your brain just wants to get the fuck out. It's about gaining control of your mind, putting things back in the proper perspective, and then saying, I really do want to be here. And I'm going to have a bunch of these 1 seconds, and I have to learn to control these. Because if I fail one of these 1 seconds, I will not be a SEAL. I will not be a doctor. I will not be a lawyer. I will not be whatever the fuck it is. It's all about your mind takes control of you. You have to say, fuck you. I run this motherfucker. How bad do you want this? If it's as bad as leave or sleep, whatever the hell it may be, I can work with you. But a lot of people, most people want it that badly. Ask the question, man, how did you get to where you are? You know how to do it. You know exactly how to be you or how to be me. I want to do it. So I can't make you do it. And no more energy force you into that place that I know you need to do it. There's no luck in this. Be a little bit of luck. But the luck happens after you bust and you put yourself in that lucky situation. Luck doesn't happen. You put yourself in that situation where luck might fuck. And that's what people don't know. But luck ain't gonna happen. You have to put yourself in that situation, man. You have to struggle. You have to struggle. The bigger the struggle, the bigger the peace. The bigger the suffering, the more peace.